He was an exponent of philosophical skepticism derived from a critique of human knowledge. He became editor of the Berliner Tageblatt in 1895. He is Fritz Mauthner. Fritz Mauthner, an Austrian philosopher and author, was no stranger to skepticism. His unique perspective on human knowledge and philosophy of language brought forth a profound critique that challenged conventional wisdom. Born into a well-to-do Jewish family from Bohemia, Mauthner's intellectual journey would leave an indelible mark on the world of philosophy. In 1895, Mauthner assumed the role of editor for the Berliner Tageblatt, solidifying his presence in the intellectual community. However, it was his groundbreaking work, Beiträge zu einer Kritik der Sprache, Contributions to a Critique of Language, published in 3 parts between 1901 and 1902, that would shape his legacy. This influential piece of literature caught the attention of none other than Ludwig Wittgenstein, who would go on to integrate many of Mauthner's ideas into his own work, Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus. Despite his contributions to the field of philosophy, Mauthner's impact went beyond academia. His writings encompassed a wide range of genres, including novels, satires, reviews, and journalistic works, showcasing his versatility as an author. However, it was his philosophical skepticism that stood out, challenging traditional notions of human knowledge and language. Mauthner's intellectual journey came to an end on June 29, 1923, when he passed away in Meersburg am Bodensee. His legacy as an exponent of skepticism and his critique of language continue to resonate, leaving an enduring imprint on the philosophical landscape for generations to come. Fritz Mauthner, born into a wealthy Jewish family in 1849, grew up in a unique cultural and linguistic environment. His parents, who did not practice their faith, spoke German, which set them apart from the predominantly Czech-speaking population in the Bohemian region of the Austrian Empire. As a result, Mauthner faced the challenge of belonging to a double minority and struggled to find his place in society. This experience would later shape his intellectual development, as he reflected, "I do not understand at all if a Jew born in a Slavic region of Austria is not pushed into linguistic research." At the age of 5, Mauthner and his family moved to Prague, where he received his education. However, he was deeply dissatisfied with the quality of the schools he attended, criticizing the emphasis on rote learning and corporal punishment. Despite his discontent, Mauthner recognized his own intellectual abilities and aspired to become a writer, while his father hoped he would pursue a career in commerce. Eventually, they reached a compromise, and Mauthner began studying jurisprudence at Charles University in Prague. During his time at university, Mauthner delved into various subjects, attending lectures in philosophy, music, physics, art history, medicine, and theology. He was particularly influenced by the works of philosophers Arthur Schopenhauer and Ernst Mach. Alongside his studies, Mauthner pursued his passion for writing, working as a theater critic, writer, and poet. However, he faced numerous setbacks, with his volumes of poetry failing to gain recognition, and his play, Anna, being discontinued after only a few performances. Following the death of his father in 1874, Mauthner decided to halt his studies and focus on his writing career. He continued to publish, but success remained elusive. Despite these challenges, Mauthner's passion for philosophy remained steadfast, and he continued to explore profound questions about language, meaning, and existence. Fritz Mauthner's early life experiences, marked by his linguistic and cultural background, shaped his perspective and influenced his philosophical pursuits. His struggles for belonging and his intellectual curiosity laid the foundation for his later contributions to the field of philosophy. As we navigate our own lives, Mauthner's story reminds us of the importance of embracing our unique identities and using our experiences as catalysts for personal growth and intellectual exploration. Fritz Mauthner, a renowned critic and author, found himself drawn to the vibrant city of Berlin in 1876. As a young man of 27, he sought to establish himself as a prominent figure in the theater scene. Berlin's dynamic atmosphere and its reputation as a hub for cultural expression enticed Mauthner, leading him to choose this metropolis over his native Vienna. He was determined to carve his own path and avoid being overshadowed by his family's influence. In Berlin, Mauthner's career flourished as he worked as a journalist for various newspapers and gained recognition for his literary and theater criticism. His insightful observations and eloquent writing made him a respected voice in the field. Alongside Paul Lindau, he was regarded as one of Germany's most esteemed theater critics, solidifying his place in the cultural landscape. During this time, Mauthner's personal life also evolved. In 1878, he married Jenny Ehrenberg, a talented pianist, and they welcomed their daughter Greta into the world. As the years went by, Mauthner's professional pursuits expanded to encompass roles as an editor, publisher, and writer. He penned novels that spanned genres, ranging from historical and socio-critical to satirical and columnist works. While some of his books achieved commercial success, critics offered mixed evaluations, acknowledging the lighter novel's entertainment value but recognizing the deeper philosophical reflections found within others. In 1893, Mauthner embarked on his most ambitious project, the Beiträge zu einer Kritik der Sprache, Contributions to a Critique of Language. However, this period was fraught with personal challenges. His beloved wife Jenny passed away, and he battled an eye disease that threatened his vision. Despite these obstacles, Mauthner persevered, collaborating with anarchist philosopher Gustav Landauer to complete the work. The three-volume opus, published from 1901 to 1903, delved into language, psychology, linguistics, logic, and grammar. Unfortunately, Mauthner's groundbreaking work faced rejection among academic circles, leaving him disheartened and disillusioned. He experienced bouts of depression and grew increasingly dissatisfied with the bustling city life in Berlin and the demands of his journalistic career, which he often referred to as a mere trade with words. In 1905, seeking solace and a fresh start, the 56-year-old Mauthner bid farewell to Berlin and settled in the tranquil city of Freiburg. It was there that he found love once again, marrying physician and writer Hedwig Straub in 1907. Embracing his newfound freedom, Mauthner immersed himself in philosophical contemplation and writing. He attended university lectures on mathematics and natural sciences, further expanding his intellectual horizons. Mauthner even recognized his influence on other writers, viewing Hugo von Hofmannsthal's The Lord Chandos Letter as a work inspired by his own critique of language. As Mauthner reflected on his life's journey, he uttered the profound words, "My life will recur in exactly identical fashion." These words encapsulated his belief in the cyclical nature of existence, the interconnectedness of experiences, and the potential for personal growth and transformation. Despite the challenges he faced, Mauthner's legacy endures, reminding us of the importance of pursuing our passions, seeking deeper meaning, and embracing the ever-evolving nature of life. In 1909, Fritz Mauthner and his wife Hedwig made a significant move to Meersburg on Lake Constance, where they settled in a renowned house called Glaserhäusl. It was in this tranquil setting that Mauthner immersed himself in his philosophical pursuits. He wrote a monograph titled Die Sprache for the series Die Gesellschaft, which was edited by Martin Buber, a renowned philosopher of that era. During his time in Meersburg, Mauthner also dedicated himself to working on two significant projects, the Wörterbuch der Philosophie, Dictionary of Philosophy, and Der Atheismus und seine Geschichte im Abendland, Atheism and its History in the West. The dictionary, published in 1910 and 1911, consisted of 3 volumes and delved into Mauthner's critique of language, which he had previously explored in his contributions. Despite his worsening eye disease, Mauthner persevered, dictating the text to his wife Hedwig, who transcribed and read it aloud. It was during this period that Mauthner's philosophical ideas took a turn towards a godless mysticism, a culmination of his critique of language. This mystical inclination is believed to have been influenced by his collaboration with Hedwig Straub. In 1912, Mauthner published his last novel, Der letzte Tag de Gautama Buddha, The Last Death of Gautama Buddha, further showcasing his evolving philosophical perspectives. However, the outbreak of World War I brought about a shift in Mauthner's focus. He wrote inflammatory and nationalistic newspaper articles, reflecting on the connection between philosophy and war. Although he did not embrace the war, Mauthner prioritized Germany's military success above any philosophical considerations, which caused concern among his friends, notably Gustav Landauer. In the final years of his life, Mauthner continued his intellectual pursuits. He dedicated his time to revising the dictionary while simultaneously working on the history of atheism. The culmination of his efforts resulted in the publication of Der Atheismus und seine Geschichte im Abendland, a 4-volume work that appeared between 1920 and 1923. On June 29, 1923, at the age of 74, Fritz Mauthner passed away. Hedwig Mauthner, his devoted wife, continued to reside in their beloved Glaserhäusl. However, during the National Socialist regime, Hedwig, being the widow of a Jew, faced significant hardships. She was banned from publishing books in 1933, and her pension payments were stopped. Despite these challenges, she found support from friends and the Meersburg town priest Wilhelm Ressel. Tragically, Hedwig died in poverty in 1945. Today, Fritz and Hedwig Mauthner rest together in the Meersburg cemetery, their gravestone bearing the inscription, Vom Menschsein erlöst, delivered from being human. Mauthner's time in Meersburg marked a significant period in his intellectual journey. His contributions to the critique of language and his exploration of atheism continue to resonate today, offering valuable insights into our understanding of philosophy and the human experience.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.